Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host, and this is going to be first of a series of vlogs which will explain why certain games are good as coping strategies for dealing with autism, bipolar, depression, ADHD. Of course, this is a very personal thing. For some people, certain games are their go-to, but I have lots of different games that give different things. Now, the first game we're going to look at is The Long Dark. Now, let's just start it up. I just reinstalled it on this system because I did a full OS install due to a mistake I made. So we're just going to log into the game. No. The Long Dark is created by a team that's fucking amazing. I love the game. Hinterland Games. Their new game will be coming out soon. You can pretty much get The Long Dark on every single system out there. Xbox, I believe it's on Switch and everything. So yeah. Okay, so yes, that's confirmed. Let's do that. Now, there's two different versions. There's the Wintermute one, which is the voiced, NPC'd, acting, campaign, story. Beautiful. Would I play the survival? Now, the wonderful thing is that I love the challenge. You cannot beat The Long Dark. There is no win scenario. You can survive for a long time. You can fight against nature. You can set up your houses and have your stuff in there, but you are never ever actually going to win. There is no solution. You are in a situation where the world has basically fundamentally ended, that some kind of geomagnetic event has affected everything. Power isn't really available. All the modern infrastructure, and you are stuck in a really cold part of the world. And depending on your settings, it's getting colder over time. It is you against nature. You are not on the top of the food chain. In fact, you are very much at the bottom of the food chain, and you have to make your way. So, given that that's the starting point, the challenge of it is to find a place to stay, decide where you want to be, build a base up, and slowly collect everything you can of the old world. You need to be able to hunt. You develop skills, and this speaks to, it can be a beautiful meditative gameplay where you go out and everything, because the way they do the graphics. Let's go into let's resume my yep. See, yeah, let's. So, because of the stylized way they do the graphics, almost painted, it is truly beautiful. In fact, I'm just going to change a couple of my options. Full screen. I'm going to turn VSync on. There we are. Okay. So, no. I'm in the community hall in a small little town in a place I've started to use my places to keep all my bits and pieces. I'm carrying quite a lot of stuff on me at the moment. But let's go out and see what it's like out here. The weather system in this game is amazing. The way it does weather and cold and everything like that. It has a beauty to it that looks like a painting. You can wander around the world. The maps are huge. One of the nice things is that, and the first challenge you will find, is that there is no map. Now you can make a map. For example, I can press that and this. Now if I had some charcoal, which you can get from fires and everything, then I could slowly build up a map. Just draw a map as I'm going around. But most people who play this game don't bother with that. Most people just learn the lay of the land. If we look at the full-size map, the world map, there is massive areas, and this is just one region. There's other regions out there. There's all the areas that these lead to. But each one of those places is a gigantic area. But you learn. I remember when I first came into this area, Pleasant Valley, I began to see how landmarks and roads and power lines, everything. This is a pre-created with lovingly designed place, and you can go anywhere in this place. There's no invisible walls. Yes, the mountains will stop you and stuff like that, but it feels like a real area. It is easy to get lost. It is easy to have things like you can wander. I could go out. See, as you can see, that is a road that in the past was travelled by vehicles, but it is almost completely covered now. But you can see things like that and follow your way and figure out, and you start to memorise the areas, and it all becomes part of your thing. The sound design for this game is amazing. When you're inside a building, you can still hear the wind and things. You can tell how bad the weather is outside. It's a beautiful day today, it really is, but it can turn into a whiteout so quickly. If I could go over, say, 100 yards in that direction, and if a whiteout starts, we've just got a tiny little bit of snow coming down. Just a tiny little bit of snow coming down. And that's going to increase in a bit. As you can see, the visibility is slowly going to reduce as it slowly, subtly changes. Now, I didn't plan for this. This is just something that can happen. It's gone from being a lovely, beautiful day to, as you can see, you can't see the mountains in the distance, and slowly your visibility is going. Thing is, the more the snow comes down, and the whole shading and colour starts to subdue because of it. And this is just a basic. This isn't a sleet and snow event. This is just a bit of snow and that, and you can just see how the weather's coming in like this. So you pick a house and that because it's warmer inside the place. Some buildings are warmer than others, and one of the ways you figure out to know where you're going and that is the power lines. If you find power lines and you're off in the distance and you've lost your way, you can follow power lines to somewhere. Or if you find a road, you might go away from where you wanted to go or towards where you wanted to. Because of course there's no GPS. All the satellites are fried. Why would you? Even if you put a map down, even if you draw out the entire map of the area, you don't know where you are on that map unless you look around and say, hey, I'm there. And so this game is pretty amazing in the way it allows you to exist in this survival situation where you do have to explore and find stuff and make your way. Make fishing holes and so on. Wolves are a real threat. You are deeply under threat by wolves. And this, see, because I've got like 700 hours in this game. I played this game so much, and sometimes I'll just, every time you leave the building, you are responsible for your own survival. What do I mean by that? Well, you choose how much stuff you're going to actually take with you. You can't carry everything. In fact, I'm carrying too much at the moment. So I've got a lot of stuff I'm carrying with me, which I'm going to put all. I think I've got some spares. No, I haven't got any spares on me at the moment. I'm carrying a small amount of food and water and so on. I've got a lot more water here. I'm carrying way too much of these. So as you can see, I picked up a lot of items. I went to somewhere called Timberwolf Mountains and I collected a lot of items. So I'm going to put away some bits and pieces that I don't need to be carrying. Like, yes, you'll want to learn gunsmithing and being able to make ammo. Don't need to be carrying extras of all of these. Definitely don't need to be carrying I've got lots of these insulated flasks and stuff. So you pick up the brass when you fire, so you can recreate your ammo and stuff like that. This is used in a lot of smithing type things. And of course, having a camera is useful. I don't think I have a camera at the moment. I haven't picked up a camera. I've got a pistol and I've got a rifle. Now I'm going to keep the rifle on me because it's better for hunting. The rifle is better for hunting. The pistol is better for self-defense. If I'm going to go out and I might be hunting, I will take the hunting rifle. But you're limited to the amount of ammo, so you have to be careful with it. I want to put these down because they're fresh and they need to be on the ground so that they can slowly cure. Yep. And I've decided to have this town hall as my abode of residence. It's not the warmest place in the world, but they put in a nice editing. You can edit a place now. You can actually edit and move stuff around and change things. Like if I type that, you can see what you can change and things like that. So you have a choice. You can clear the junk. You can do lots of bits and pieces. So and turn it into more of a home. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff yet, but it is a way of slowly building up and turning it into your home. Okay, so let's put away some more stuff. I am carrying way too much stuff. Once again, this is stuff good for making gunpowder and stuff like that. I want to go out and collect a load of firewood. Now, one of the nice things in it is is that if we just put it on that screen for now, everything is has its own balance in this. Like, for example, you can trap, as a part of your food thing, you can trap hares, rabbits, make rabbit stew and all that kind of thing. Now, if you find a barrow where there's lots of rabbits, then you can set out snares around the area. But if you depopulate them too much, they won't come back as quickly, they won't breed as quickly in that. So you have to be careful. So you set up quite a few different sets. If you want that as part of your stuff, you can fish, of course. But every time it's windy, every time you have a storm, more wood breaks off trees in that. So there's always more wood to pick up. And if you have a big storm and that during the night, then you will find lots more logs and things like that. So it works all within the law of the system. It's like I talked to you about how for game worlds make sense to an autistic person and that. And hello there, Bertie. Bertie's doing the grunty thing. He thinks it's time for a bit of food. He's already had food though this morning. But if the whole system works like that, if you kill too many deer, then they won't repopulate as quickly, and so on. So you've got to balance things, and you need to have different kinds. Yes, there's going to be a lot of old world food that you can harvest, like canned goods, but that's always going to be limited. It's good to start with, and it helps you because it's getting night time almost now. Yeah. So let's put me in a place where I want to be. I'm going to sleep on this. Oh, a festive sweater. Oh, isn't that beautiful? So, let's just have use up some of these because we can. But you need to create a sustained amount of food long term. For yourself to be able to exist. Now I am close enough to the bed now to be able to see it without any lights on or anything, which is good. And I am going to, like, this isn't the warmest house in the game, but it is expansive. I like the amount of room we've got, and I want to turn this into my home base over time to put down all my stuff and have it all in the right places. So, let's just... I know, baby. I've got this, which is quite a... This is going to take me a lot to learn this. So, if we just... I don't know how many we'll be able to learn before it goes dark. But we'll do some before it gets too dark to read, which is fine. So... Go back there. See if there's anything I need to do. So that's 4. I'm carrying the wrong kind of ammo. I just realised I'm carrying the pistol ammo with the rifle. So how good are you? I mean, that's quite good. Let's see how it's like compared to... Actually, that's really good. What is it like compared to... I'm going to have to go to my... The nice thing is you can wear 2 layers of clothing, which is much more realistic. That flight jacket's really nice, and the expedition cargo is... I've got to... It took me a while to get all the really good equipment. And there's an ear thing that you can have on your ears, and that goes there. But yeah, I've got the. So let's have a look at you compared to this. It's better in some ways. I'm going to wait until the morning. Let's just go over to this. See if it's better than that. It's better against wind than that. Well, I want to wear the Christmas sweater. Yeah, I look like some kind of serial killer. But yeah. But here it tells you at the bottom here how the warmth bonus. Well, like I said, there is one of the reasons, as you can tell, this game is very comfortable for me. Even the rules are balanced and fair. Nature will kick your ass. You will end up in a situation where you fall down a cliff, or where something comes up behind you and you don't see it, and it'll damage your clothing. And as I've had happen before, I was attacked by a bear, which destroyed. I had just started the game, so I had basic clothing on, just one layer of lower clothing, and a bear didn't kill me, but destroyed my trousers. So then I had no trousers at all, and I was wandering around the frozen wasteland, freezing my fucking ass off because I had no trousers left. And that taught me, dying in this game, it's the whole point. When you die in this game, I've never seen it as a bad thing. I've never ever been frustrated by a death in the long dark. It's always made me want to say, okay, so I did something dumb, or if something new happened, I can learn from it. Let's start again. And that's the wonderful thing about it. No two playthroughs are going to be exactly the same, except for this. Let me go to sleep for 1 hour so it saves. The whole point is, you don't have a save file that is normal, and there is ways of getting around it, but I never would. But let's quit to the main menu. So if you die, that's it, the save's gone and you have to start again. Which to some would be a deal breaker, but to me it means that every time I lose, I learn from it and I move on. And it's become such an amazing thing for me over the year. I remember my first times playing this game where, oh my God, it was... I'd die every fucking 5 minutes to start with. And there were so many challenges and so many things taking me down there. Now I play the game customly, and then this is a nice thing. So let me show you another part of this game that's really nice. If you create a new game, you can choose these different ones. That's the easiest one. So on Stalker, Interloper, and then there's Misery, which is like, oh holy shit. That's mineral resources. Yeah, it's evil, Misery is. But I play custom. Because I've played so many hours, I'm always looking for innovation. Now, I have a friend, my online girlfriend, who actually, she has it as well. And she's evil. She is pure freaking evil when it comes to it. Because the wonderful thing about this is, if you play a custom game, then you can change all of these options for the game. You can change so many different options for the games. So, if you really want to challenge in this game, the wonderful thing to do is to let someone else create a game for you here. Now, how does that work? Once you've created everything you want, you press this button here and it gives you a code. You screenshot that and you give it to someone, and then they can play the same settings as you are playing. Or if you've got a really evil person who knows you very well and knows to put your challenge, they can do things like remove all the pistols and rifles from the game so there's no pistols and rifles. But I remember one time this was a few years ago, was playing the game, and every time that Kayla would log on, she'd giggle at me. She couldn't stop giggling at me because I still had to figure out what she had done to me. And of course, wolves are nasty, bears are nasty, every kind of mob out there is trying to kill you. It's like the whole world's against you. Well, the thing is this. There's a button that you can actually tick on here that makes it so all of the wolves and the bears and that don't attack you. That they are completely non-aggressive. But how would you know this? Would you want to get close enough to a bear to know whether it's going to charge you? Would you want to get close enough to a wolf? So I was like 9 hours into the game. She set up a game where I had access to all the rifles, all the pistols, all the equipment and everything. But she had put its setting down here. So passive wildlife. Wildlife will not attack and will generally flee from you unless you provoke them directly. So I was like almost 10 hours into the game before I realised what she'd done. Because I never got close enough to a wolf. I did my normal thing where you avoid them, you go around them, you save your ammo, you avoid the bears, you go in the opposite direction. And I spent an entire almost playthrough. And she was just giggling in the background online when she was watching me play on Twitch because I didn't figure out that none of the actual nature in the game was aggressive to me. And that's the kind of thing you could do on someone, and it's like, oh no, oh. But how would I know? You don't go close. If you know wolves in this game and bears in this game, you do not get close enough to know whether they're aggressive. Except by accident, if you go around a corner and there's a wolf there or a bear there, you accidentally, it's late at night and you walk into a cave and you don't realise that big black blob at the back of the cave is not a boulder, it's a bear sleeping, and you've just woken it up by walking into it. No, you don't. So this game is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it for the options and the way you can play, and because of the way they've done the artwork, it looks good no matter what resolution you play it at. It looks absolutely gorgeous no matter what resolution you play at. You can play it in 4K, 2K. I played it in 4K and I've played it in 720p, and it looks good no matter what. So that is The Long Dark. It really is one of those games that is a gem to me, that's very good for grabbing onto certain parts of my brain. As you can see by the way I talk about it, the passion I have for the game. It's one of those games that I can play a lot. It is always installed on my computers, no matter which computer I'm on. So I hope that makes sense to you all. So bye bye for now.